Hi everybody, it's Michelle, and in this video I want to show you guys my new planner. I've decided to test out the Happy Planner by Me and My Big Ideas. This is totally off course from what I was thinking about doing before. I was thinking about moving back into a Filofax or back into my Hobonichi, but I've seen this so much on YouTube lately that I wanted to test it out. Now, it's very similar to the Erin Condren, which didn't really work for me, but that's because I couldn't customize it the way that I wanted to. And this can be customized, so I figured for the price, you couldn't beat testing it out. It's very affordable. If you happen to be lucky enough to find one in stock at your local Hobby Lobby or Michael's store, you can use your 40% off coupon to purchase it, and it'll only end up costing you about $15 to buy this 18-month planner. Now, I didn't even bother trying to go to the store to find it. I went ahead and ordered mine off of Amazon, used my Prime to get it delivered in 2 days, and I only paid $24, somewhere around $24 to get this shipped to me to my house. So still, that's half the price of an Erin Condren and no shipping charges. So you can't really beat that. And it's an 18-month planner. Now they come in like 5 or 6 different designs, and this is the one that I chose. This is the one I like the best. Now, if you do order from Amazon, make sure that you check the shipping times, because I noticed that some of the styles had longer shipping times. Some of them were like up to 2 weeks before you could expect to get one. So maybe they didn't have them on hand to ship out immediately. And this one they did have, which I was glad, because this is the one that I wanted. Now, they're all different inside. All the designs are different. And so if you want to know what they look like on the inside, just go to the Me and My Big Ideas website, and they have a video on each one, and they do a flip through where you can see what the pages look like in each separate design. So this was the one that I chose, and I decided to flip my covers around because even though I like this design, I wanted the simpler look. I just took my covers off and reversed them, turned them upside down and swapped them around so that my cover now, this is originally the front cover, but I just swapped it around, so this is now my front cover. This used to be the inside back cover, and this is what I have on the back. This was the inside front cover before. So this is on the back now, and this is on the front here. And that's how I have the cover set up. Now, when you order one of these, there are so many different accessories that you can get to go with them, different inserts that you can get to put inside, tabs, the tab dividers, folders, extra paper. There is a household like management type of insert system with budget and meal planning and to-do list. I didn't get those, but I did order the extra paper, which comes in, it's 20 sheets of note paper and 20 sheets of graph paper. And it's already tabbed to fit right into this disc system, because this is like an ARC disc system that you just put it in. These are the discs that came with the planner. Now I ordered larger disc in gold, and I will show those to you here. And I did try to put my planner together with this system, with a larger disc, but I didn't like it. It was harder to turn the pages, and I don't know if it's just because it was a bigger disc, or if there's actually a different texture to these discs. These feel maybe not as smooth as these, and the paper had a harder time turning, and it was kind of frustrating. So I decided just to keep these on here. These are my extra papers, because I did take out from March through December of 2016, because I didn't need all this in my planner all at one time. And I did put in extra note sheets and graph paper in here that I don't really need to have in this planner right now. So this is kind of all of my extra stuff for the future. And I just have that stored away. So I think these are what, the 1.5 expander rings for it. I know a lot of people do this and they don't seem to have a problem, but it was frustrating for me to turn the pages with these gold discs. Maybe it's just the gold, maybe the other colors don't do the same thing. And then the paper. I did punch some of my own graph paper to put in here. And it's a very thin graph paper, so I have to be careful turning it. But I'm going to show you what I have in here and kind of how I have it set up right now and how I plan to use it. So inside, I just punched a little card to put there. Here's the front sheet. And I actually took the parts of my Erin Condren Life Planner that I used, which was only about a month, that I used back in maybe April and May, maybe a little more than a month. And I tore them out of the Erin Condren. Let me show you. Because I had taken apart the two Erin Condrens I had and bound them together in one coil. So I ended up having 2 years in one. But the parts that I did use, I went ahead and I tore them out and just cut off the coil edge and punched them and put them in here. And you can buy a special punch for this system. They're not cheap. I think the cheapest one you can get is $19, but you can only punch like 1 or 2 pages at a time with that little Levenger punch. Otherwise, you're going to pay about $40 for a punch, and I just wasn't willing to spend that kind of money on a hole punch. So all I did was take an extra sheet of one of my planner sheets, used it as a guide, and punched it with a regular 3-hole punch, and they go in here just fine. You do have to cut the slits so that they go on the disc, but that's not a problem. And then you just, punch it back in here, and it goes just fine. So I have that part of the year in here from my Erin Condren, and if you're curious about the size difference, you can see here. Don't pay attention to this part because it would be the same width, but it's because I cut off that little portion here where the coil was on the Erin Condren. So it would be the same width, but the height is different. The Happy Planner is about 1/2 inch taller than the Erin Condren. So I wanted to make sure I got my yearly calendar in here because there's not one in the Happy Planner. You can go to the Me and My Big Ideas website, and they have a free download where you can download the 2015 calendar and 2016 calendar to put in here. You just punch it and put it in here. But I decided just to use my Erin Condren one. I have 2 of them anyway, so it wasn't that big of a deal. So these are all here, and this is the beginning of the Happy Planner. And even though I wasn't using it July through September, I went ahead and put it in here because I would probably go back and jot in notes, maybe put in a few pictures just to go back and fill in that information, because I'm kind of obsessive about that. I like to have as much information in one book as possible. And if I have it in another book like this or my other bullet journal, I can just go in and jot in notes. It's not that big of a deal. When I don't have something else to do, one of these days I'll sit down and do that. So I started using it here in October. And you'll see that it comes with these sheets here. It says currently this month. I think these are pretty much the same in every planner. They just look different. They're just styled differently. So it's got currently important dates I'm grateful for, October birthdays, and then it has a reminder of whatever important days or holidays there are during this month. This is my master task list I stuck here so I could remember. And then there's just a sheet here. Each month has this sheet here. So it's separated this way. It has this sheet to kind of summarize the month, and then this sheet here at the beginning of the month. And they're all different. Some of them have quotes, different designs. Every month is different. And you get right into the monthly spread. And I just, of course, put all my stickers, put in all the appointments, all the important things, and I like having all this room. It's really, really nice. So I have my monthly spread, and then you get into your weekly, and this is where I started filling this in here. And this design only has morning, afternoon, and evening here on the Monday block. So I've just been covering that up pretty much on these other weeks that I'm using it consistently, so I can use it however I want. And on the bottom, one week out of the month usually has some kind of quote, and then there's like a design, like a fake washi almost at the bottom of the page. And so I wasn't really using it here. I started using it right here. And I put in my pictures. We took a trip to Houston, so I have all my pictures here from my Houston trip. My husband went to go drive a race car for his birthday, which was, he really enjoyed that. And let's see, so I keep my notes. I just separate it out according to what makes sense for me that week. Usually it's more like to-dos and then just notes I want to jot down, the things that I would be jotting down in my bullet journal just to keep notes on, and then just extra things for the day and my pictures or my stickers or whatever I want to put down there. And I'm going to show you this week. This was week 42, week 43, which was last week, and here is this week. So the way I have it, I went ahead and I put in my to-do stickers at the top. I decided to go ahead and use that for my to-do section this week. And I mark paydays here also. And I just kind of sectioned off the weekend, and I have it decorated here for Halloween already because Saturday is Halloween. And I've been putting my weekly task list here. And for this section right here with the calendar, which I don't really need to have a monthly calendar on every week, so I decided to use this as my little habit tracker section. I just mark Monday through Sunday up here because it's Sunday through Monday ordinarily. I just change it from Sunday through Saturday to Monday through Sunday. And I just initial here what that habit or what thing I want to track is and mark it off like a regular habit tracker. So it limits me to just 5 things, but I don't really need to be tracking more than 5 things at a time anyway. And these are the most important things that I don't want to put on my to-do list, but I need to make sure that I get done every day. So I mark that there so I can jot it, mark it off when I get it done. And then just my notes and then extra notes down here with my stickers. So that is how I've been doing that. Stickers down here. I had no pictures for this past week because I was sick again. This is the second time this month I have been sick. And it was not fun. I slept the entire day on Saturday, which is extremely unusual, and I never do that. So this is this coming week. So this is how I'm using my weeks. And I am really liking this so far. It gives me enough room to jot notes because I found that in my bullet journal, I wasn't really keeping a lot of notes anymore anyway. And now I stuck these extra little sheets in here. These are just the notepads from Target, from the dollar spot. I just punched them and put them in, and that way I can jot extra notes if I need to, and my shopping list on the back. So I have it there, and it's real handy. Plus, with the meals that I'm planning on making for the week, I jot there also. I haven't put the one in for this week yet, but I will be doing that today because today is Monday, and I need to get that done, and I need to do my meal planning for the week. So that is the way that I have my week set up. And if you go through, like I said, I only have through February in here. And once January comes, I will take out all of this from 2015 and put in the remainder of the year in here. But in the back, this comes with no extra anything. It just comes with the planner. You have to buy the accessories to go with it, but they're very affordable. So what I did, though, was I made my own divider tabs out of scrapbook paper. It was just that simple. Oh, I will mention quickly, a lot of people in the videos say that the tabs are not laminated. but the tabs on mine are laminated, so I don't know if that's a design change that they've made since they first came out, because maybe a lot of people complained or they heard what people were saying about them not being strong enough or worried about them getting messed up. But mine are laminated and they're very sturdy. I don't see a problem with them at all. So I just took out one of the divider tabs, used it as a guide, just traced around it on my scrapbook paper, cut it out and punched it and put it in. It was no big deal. So I made 4 tabs. This one, this one, this one, and this one. And I put packing tape on my tabs so I can laminate them myself. I didn't want to laminate the whole sheet. I just wanted to laminate the tab. So I have 4 sections here that I just kind of have sectioned off for business things, personal things, so I can keep my own notes. Just things that I was keeping track of in my bullet journal, notes from school, books to read, and then business notes. And in the back, this extra tab is just keeping track of my extra paper. I didn't put a whole lot in here because I'm only going to put it in as I need it, really. This is the graph paper I punched on my own. It's very thin, so I had to be careful with this. It's a real thin paper, but it's holding up pretty okay. So that is my extra paper. And this is just, I could use this as a divider or a bookmark if I wanted. I made these just with a habit tracker here, a weekly task list, and a shopping list on the back. So it can be used as a bookmark, and you can just use either a dry erase marker or a Sharpie marker. Just make sure you use alcohol to take it off. But I don't know if I have these in the Etsy shop or not. I'll have to go back and look. But I think I'm going to put them as a free download on the blog anyway, so I'll be looking for that. Now what I did back here though is I took my zipper pouch out of my Erin Condren because I had 2, and I went ahead and I tore it out and reinforced it with washi tape. I didn't cut off the little coil tabs. I just went ahead and reinforced the whole thing with washi tape on both sides and punched it to go in here. So I have that. And here is one of the folders out of my Erin Condren. I did the same thing, reinforced it with washi tape and punched it to put it in here. So I have a folder in the back. You can buy folders from Me and My Big Ideas from the Mammy Planners series to go in here. And I think if you go to Hobby Lobby, you can get them for like $5 for a pack of 5 or 6 of them, which is a great deal. But I had this one and I decided to just go ahead and use it. So I'm just have some stickers that I use all the time in here that I never know when I might need them depending on what I do for the day. I put those here. And then just notes. I love having a folder again where I can just jot in like mail that I need to take care of and that type of thing because it's big enough for that. My bullet journal was not big enough for that. If I put a regular piece of mail in here, well, that one would fit. But I always felt like my stuff stuck out from the top, or I didn't know where it was or what to do with it. So that's the folder. So this is my new planner. This is what I'm using. Of course, I don't take it with me when I'm on the go, because I'm not sure how sturdy it would be with these discs, and I do have to be careful when I'm sitting with it because I don't want to mess up these little edges that go on the disc. So I'm trying to be very careful with it. So it's still, I'm testing it. I like it better than the Erin Condren, that's for sure. But am I gonna like it better than my bullet journal? I don't know that yet. I'm just waiting to find out. And another thing that I might end up doing is I might take out my extra note sheets, all the paper from the Erin Condren, and put in here to use it. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But I need to find some kind of use for this planner because now it's just sitting and the year is almost done and I haven't done anything with it. So I need to figure out what to do. But I have a lot of note sheets because I had the 2 planners that I put together. And at least I can use this paper for something. So we'll see how that goes. Now, I'll put a link to the blog post that I do about this planner down below, and also a link where you can purchase it on Amazon. It was a great deal. Like I said, if you have a Hobby Lobby or Michael's, it's worth it to go look and see so you can get your 40% off. If not, ordering it from Amazon was the easiest thing I found. I order everything from Amazon, so it wasn't that big of a deal for me. But I'm really liking it so far, and it's holding up really good. Even with these smaller discs, the amount of stuff that I have in here is a good amount of stuff, and it's just like the perfect size. So if y'all have any questions about this, just put it in the comments below, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. You guys have a great day, and I will see you next time.